Welcome back, folks. We just experienced the first map from Final Form versus Dark Monkeys, and I have to say that B site was the it site for Dark Monkeys since they had so much success rate on it. It seemed like they were going every single round, and when they weren't, they were baiting out for the other site. And with that, I have to give a shout out to Ira for just holding it down for her team, not only just with the Jet, but also the operator in hand. That is, they got to get rid of her some way or another in the game, of course, not IRL, because that, hello. Anyways, we have to go on to the next map, though, because it is not quite over yet, folks. We are going to Ascent. And doing a little bit of research, ladies, I have found that Dark Monkeys have the highest success rate on that. And my question is, would you guys like to know what they normally run, or do you guys want to come up with team compositions?
I would love to know. If you have an idea, I think it'd be really cool to see what they have run before and what they would maybe be running if anything's different going into this map.
All right, so I will take you through it. Let's start off with Dark Monkeys. Which is going to be an Astra, a Chamber, a Jet, a KO, and a Soba. I feel like it's something expected, pretty common. But going on to Final Form, which, mind you, they only have played on Ascent once previously from VLR. My brain today, 50% right here, folks. We have Astra, Jet, KO, KJ, and a Soba, which, let me double check this. Is that mirror matchup right there? That is a mirror matchup.
My short-term memory is not that good right now, but it does sound essentially like a mirror matchup. I really like that a lot of Game Changers Academy teams actually run that double initiator specifically with the Sova KO combo. Because Skye used to be so prominent in the meta, in the competitive scene. She's fallen off a little bit more. KO, particularly on Ascent, is a really nice pick in favor of the Skye. I think Skye on the bigger maps holds a lot more value with the information that she can provide, but on closer quarter maps, on smaller, maybe standard type maps like Ascent, I think that KO holds a lot more value with that flashbang as well as with the 0 point, because there are a lot of close corners that you can check with the 0 point to get that information in a spot where the defending team won't be able to shoot it out when you're attacking. But that's just my personal opinion.
Well, with that, this has to be the map for Final Form to come back into, because if they lose this, then they're going to be out, and it's unfortunate for them. But if they do manage to get this map under their belts, we will be going to Breeze. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Take us into Agent Select, ladies.
Ooh, and as Cute Noob foreshadowed, it looks like we are going to see this mirror matchup coming out. Not entirely sure if Koro, I was going to say that Koro might actually go with the Reyna once again, knowing that they don't usually, I believe Koro is actually the fill for today. They are subbing in for SK, who normally plays on the side of Dark Monkeys Gompers, and so not going to be the entire mirror matchup that we were looking for, but we have also seen the double duelist combination from Koro and Ira coming out on the previous map on Icebox. And I think that they do really well with it. Ira is very aggressive. You have Koro following up with that Leer as well to help the rest of the team get onto site. And you don't get as much information, but when you have both of these duelists just popping off, being able to secure those first bloods for themselves, you don't really need it.
Yeah. I am interested, to see the KO come into play. It's not really like a weird initiator that we don't see often. We see it occasionally from time to time, but everybody plays it differently. Everybody uses it differently as well, whether it be, and I believe actually that KO is going to be the main source of entry here.
That changed the pacing a little bit. I thought there might be a little bit more B aggression coming out, but as I say that, it's actually going to be aggression through mid, and it's going to be a split push onto B, and a quick flank coming out from the rest of Dart Monkeys.
Already trying to push onto the side. It seems like Marissa's in a bad spot, waiting behind, trying to get the shots, not going to be able to hit it. Instead, it's going to be Final Form pushing their way up. And already a 2v5. It's not looking very nice for Dart Monkeys right now.
Ooh, and both of the rest of Dart Monkeys going to be coming in on the flank through Garage, but Final Form just playing a solid post plant on site. That shock dart's going to do a lot of damage.
Crow's working their way up. They know they have to get something, maybe try to heal off of it, but a dash in from Ira and only 1 health. It's just going to be a flawless here for Final Form.
I mean, that's the way it goes on Pistol sometimes. And I really like the aggression that we actually saw coming out on the side of Final Form through mid there. I think that that's a play that we've seen a few times before. We saw WA Warriors, I believe, using that same kind of strategy, taking that mid aggression through Arches and Pizza. And I like how, you know, we're already seeing the adaptation coming out from Dart Monkeys now looking to actually contest this mid space. But this time around, it's going to be what looks like a 5-person blitz through a main coming out from Final Form instead of going for that mid control once again.
Oh, the Molly coming through, but it's going to be Ira coming through as well. Able to get one, going to dash away. A nice first initial pick coming through. But as it is, I mean, the plane's going to go down. Now the post plane is what's more important. They have to be able to play very much together. They have to play for these trade-offs, because if there is no trade potential, it might just go to waste. They have to make sure that Dart Monkeys can't get any picks from here. It seems like already a lot of utility being used. The smoke's dissipating in itself. The recon bolt coming through, trying to gather that information. Nobody's having just yet. Already coming in through. That's going to be one for Sophia. Possibly another. Core's going to shut it down. Already Dysphoric. Not sure if they're going to be able to get it. It's not going to work out. The right click, the left click, nothing's working. Instead, it's going to be going over to Final Form for the second round.
I was hoping that Dart Monkeys was going to play for the exit frags once again. I mean, it's a little bit different going into round 2 because you are not up against the rifles, you are up against SMGs. They did manage to get 2 picks, so still a decent eco for Dart Monkeys in that second round there. But now with rifles across the board, they are going to have to play a bit of a careful anti-eco not to allow rifles to fall into the hands of Final Form here on out. And Final Form just kind of waiting, going for that mid aggression once again, but now going to be met with that Killjoy utility.
Once again, already pushing their way onto the site. They have a really aggressive take here on Ascent, but now that the weaponry is almost the same, might just be able to win the gunfights here for Dart Monkeys. Although it's very difficult now. I mean, you can already see them flanking around through spawn, going over to A. Cora's not going to hit the shot. Sarah's going to get it instead. That's a free weapon. Only if Ira has anything to say about it. It's going to be an enemy kill, as you could hear from the Jet. But, I mean, now a post plant once again, a retake once again, and the rotation's going to come in. But now, I mean, the time.
I like the patience from Ira there, knowing that the push to get that weapon on Cat there was going to come out. But as they're saying, Gompers, now it's a 3v3.
Oh, and as it goes, the numbers dwindle, a 3v2. Dysphoric still having some of those shock darts to use, and it's perfect. It's hitting down where it needs to be. Ira peeking through, but it's possibly going to be Marissa to close it off with the 3k down. 1 star left to use, not going to use it. The defusal, 1 to 2 here.
That was a nice retake coming out from the side of Dart Monkeys. However, still a really great bonus round coming out from Final Form, getting 3 guns out of the hands of Dart Monkeys in that situation has got to hurt, because now there's that dent in the economy. Dart Monkeys is going to have to either look to force up with the 2 rifles that they have available to themselves, considering that, you know, Final Form is going to have the ability to full buy on this round because they had just previously bonused. And now, I mean, it's tough. It's a tough call because if you force up completely, you're usually left on a bit of a wonky econ. But at the same time, when you win a round, that's usually when you want to be buying up in the next round. But early rounds tend to be the most awkward with Economy and Ira already with a quick flank through Cat.
And Chelsea getting one on the entry, creating the space necessary. Sophia's watching the flank here, of course. Killjoy doing its job.
But missed Ira.
There's still...
That's a false sense of security there.
Oh, he had no util there as well. So just watching the complete opposite side of sight, not being fully aware, Chelsea's gonna get a handful of it. Although Ira has to be able to peek in time, that's gonna be one down. They know the flank is there. Camunus is gonna be able to peek off this, knowing Ira's right behind, possibly gonna be able to get the trade off. The trade potential is huge here, going to try to get themselves through. Blush only having a flash, but it's not gonna connect. Instead, it's gonna be a flash fourth for Blush. The flash working against Blush in favor of Dart Monkeys. And right there you have it. Dart Monkeys hitting the target indeed, just completely causing a complete, you know, I mean, catastrophe on the site.
Honestly, that retake was all due to Ira's flank for the side of Dart Monkeys, you know, being able to secure that second round. It was huge having that flank go off. There was a false sense of security because, you know, Sophia did manage to get that one pick on Cat. Probably thought that that was what the turret was aiming for. Meanwhile, it was Ira who had just snuck by the skin of her teeth, being able to get that play off. And now, gonna be a default play. Chelsea popping the Blade Storm pretty early on, looking to get that pick here in mid, already hovering all the way through Pizza.
Oh, and Chelsea almost had it, checking the corner, but not far enough. Instead, Marissa's gonna have the upper hand, slowly making their way fourth in a 3K down. Another one left, hungry for the fourth. Sophia's gonna shut it down, though. It's not gonna be able. And instead, Dysphoric, being able to have this drone down, gonna try to gather a lot more information. And I'm liking the way that this is working out. Ira having the flank here, nobody's aware. Dysphoric trying to create some of that distraction. Oh, but the spam through. Koro's gonna get it. A lot of information given, and it's Spite only having the Sheriff, and it's down for Koro. Koro getting the 2K and the 3-2 here for Dart Monkeys.
That was a really nice play coming out from Dart Monkeys. Dysphoric being able to use that Owl drone to both gather, it wasn't just information gathering there, Gompers, coming out from Dysphoric. That Owl drone, you know, it ensured that the side of Dart Monkeys knew where the other players from Final Form were. They knew that they were stuck in arches, but it also bought Dysphoric time to allow that rotation to come out from Ira and Koro, just to be able to sandwich them completely there in arches. And now looks like Final Form is going to be met with these shock darts here in B main, but the suppression's going to come out, so a second one cannot follow.
Oh, Blush fully not aware. I mean, that's a deep smoke. You have to somewhat at least have some suspicion that somebody's going to be in that smoke. Unfortunately, Blush didn't catch on in time. That's going to be a punishment indeed.
Ooh, and the pace has changed just like that. Lockdown, though, is going to come out on the B side. However, looks like the side of Dart Monkeys just going to try and stay in it for as long as possible here. Cammy able to get two, turning into a 2v2 for her team in this situation. Spike will be planted on site here, Gompers, and Sarah has that Hunter's Fury available.
Oh, it's just shut down. Why were they flying in the air? Ira tried to go for it. Ira flying in the air, hoping that they could gather some information. Instead, just gonna get one tapped by Sophia, and Sophia getting the third. That could have been winnable. Unfortunately, it was just rough timing.
I mean, that was a really nice positioning, taking the vertical angle to get that pick off on Sarah, but I do agree. I think, you know, the idea to get that info was good, but unfortunately, Koro, they weren't close enough to be able to follow up with the frag, allowing Sophia to clutch up that round. Now, 3-3 Ascent, looking neck on neck for game 2 of the semifinals for Game Changers Academy. 2 ultimates online on both sides. Marissa has the Cosmic Divide available for the retake, as well as Kami, who has that lockdown as well, and that's a deadly combination for sure.
I mean, I have to completely agree. You can tell Ira's definitely suspicious. Oh, and Spite not paying any attention, unfortunately, is going to be taken down. But right there it is, already holding the site. It's going to be Dart Monkeys having the upper hand. Gonna be able to get this resurrection though on the KO. The only problem is that they're gonna have to get this retake in for Dart Monkeys. It's not gonna work out. Now it's gonna be a 2v3 as that resurrection came through. Spike being planted. Majority of the players just kind of holding behind in Boathouse. I mean, they just gotta push in. They have to be careful though. Ira already being taken down. One blind left being used already. The dismiss coming through. No more information as to where everybody is. Somebody hiding behind the boxes, and it's gonna be one more. All they have to do, all Cora has to do is maybe get a left click with the classic. Anything is done, but it's gonna be Cora with the 3K. It worked out perfectly, walking right by the spike. Just in complete amazement. But that was a beautiful round from Coro.
That was a huge 3v1 clutch from Coro, allowing now Dart Monkeys to take, the advantage going into round 8 here. Still gonna have that deadly combination of the lockdown and Cosmic Divide available on the side of Dart Monkeys for a retake situation. Dysphoric only 2 away from the Hunter's Fury. It would be nice if Dart Monkeys is able to get the information that nobody is really, looking at that B main area. If they're able to double push through B main, secure at least one alt orb for Dysphoric, getting them one away from the Hunter's Fury. But at the same time, they are playing an anti-eco, so not likely going to see it coming out this round because you don't want to risk letting those rifles fall into their hands.
Ready to push up. There's going to be a flash. I don't think that Coro's expecting it. They're going to turn around regardless. They're not going to get one. Instead, it's going to be Blush. That's a free Vandal in the hands of Final Form, pushing themselves up. Now they're trying to at least maybe push some util onto the site. It's a big util dump. They're pushing through with it, and it's working out in favor. Dart Monkeys having a harder time than what they were on Icebox. They're definitely fighting back. Maybe it's just the defense, or maybe, Final Form has once again found their final form. Marissa pushing up, but it's Camunus right behind. The flank comes along. Blush is able to get the 3K down. 45 health left. Dysphoric is going to be jumping on top, but unfortunately the stun came through. It worked in perfect timing and perfect unison. Marissa being able to get one, but it's going to be Dysphoric right along with the trade-off, and that was a beautiful round. It looked like it might have just been in favor of Final Form, but Dart Monkeys playing in perfect unison.
That was really, really great for the retake coming out from Dart Monkeys. Dysphoric now is going to have that Hunter's Fury online, but still do want to absolutely commend Final Form for that attacking round. It was an eco. Don't forget, they only had, I believe, pistols in hand that entire round. So still not, even though they weren't able to convert it, Final Form managed to get 4 rifles out of the hands of Dart Monkeys. Now look at Dart Monkeys' economy, having to force up, buying the rifles for the last time. As long as, depending on how this round goes, their econ, it's just not in sync anymore. They do have 3 light shields on their team.
Oh, this lockdown could do a lot here for Final Form. They're pushing it down. Cora knows the lockdown's going to get destroyed by the Hunter's Fury. So is Sophia. Right here, Chelsea's trying to push their way up, maybe trying to get that first pick as they already lost one. This pick is very detrimental. If they can get one, it's going to be equal playing field, but it's going to be Ira being able to take out one, although not the other. I like the way this is working. Now the lockdown is coming in unison here, trying to back off the players. Does she have a lineup? If she has a lineup for this, I'm going to be completely surprised. It's also going to be very, very hard to get out of that. No lineup, it's just going to be the defusal, a flash coming through, Marissa having the angle. The moment somebody peeks, she might just be able to get it, but they know
the play!
Go through, they're not going to be able to get it. The defusal isn't coming through. In fact, it's going to be Sarah being able to get the 3K down in a perfect round here.
Oh my god, I really thought Marissa just had that in the bag, doing so well to weave in and out of the Cosmic Divide, but Sarah clutching up once again. That's not the first clutch up that we've seen come out from Sarah Starr on the side of Final Form. She's proving herself, as this Sova main for her team, and now Sarah is going to have that Hunter's Fury. I like how, they use the lockdown early on the side of Final Form to push the Hunter's Fury out of the hands of Dysphoric as well. so it wouldn't be available for the plant situation, and now it's going to be an eco this time for Dart Monkeys, and I'm biting my nail. Marissa's just waiting for someone to walk into that judge.
You can tell they're being a lot more careful. They know, I mean, they've learned their lesson. When Kay was trying to get that ult orb, they got a face full of bullets just because of that deep smoke. So it makes a lot of sense, but they're missing. The information is given.
Ooh, now it's going to be a rotation over towards the A site. Luckily, Wine wasn't, you know, being hidden in, lurked in. So no need to check that in that situation, but I don't even know what I'm saying. The gravity well is gonna come out, Gompers.
Oh yeah, that gravity well came through. It worked out really nicely. There is at least one player left. Marissa having the judge, not gonna peek in time. It's Chels just closing this out once again. A 5-5 lead. Not really lead, kind of a tie up here, but I mean, this is definitely a closer round than what we've expected for Icebox.
Ooh, absolutely. But don't forget, this is also Final Form's map pick. So it being a closer game is not too surprising whatsoever because, I mean, Dart Monkeys has also looked really good throughout this tournament. You would think that, from what I've seen at the very least, in this matchup, Final Form is a little bit the underdog. And now, on their map pick, are able to take things a little bit closer. 2 ultimates are going to be available here for Final Form. Chels gonna have that Blade Storm, not gonna use it quite yet, just saving it maybe for an eco round, and Spite will have the Cosmic Divide available as well. Recon gonna go out, just check for some mid information, not gonna see anything.
Another slower push on the slower side, just waiting as it works best, but I mean, the drone could kind of gather a lot of information already. You can see Chalice playing off of it, slowly making their way, but Dysphoric has some information. They know that they're going to push. The Shock Dart coming through to stop the entry. The only situation at hand is whether or not Dysphoric's able to stop it enough. Camunus right around the corner. Nobody's going to be able to help. The trade is not going to be necessary this time around as they need to play their lives in this current situation. The Recon Bolt trying to gather, but it's not enough. There's way too much util that they need to be using. Unfortunately, it can't be used. The KO ultimate coming through, it's going to dismember a lot of the players here. But nobody knows that Sova's just waiting along Garage.
Yeah, they were so suspicious of Sarah though, but Sarah's playing so far back that checking Garage doesn't even matter in that situation.
Oh, Cora trying to at least disappear. Cora didn't know what to do in that scenario. I mean, you just miss out. You have 4 people watching you, and you're like, okay, well, this is my end game. This is my top 10 anime status moments. Let me go down with it.
Absolutely. I mean, plus on top of that, the Radiantite boxes, it's like, oh yeah, I can hide over here. But then you remember the fact that they, you know, nerfed the Radiantite boxes a couple patches ago. You can wallbang them a lot more easily now. Just absolutely be deleted through them like it's nothing, like it's paper. And now, gonna be an eco coming out on the side of Dart Monkeys. Final Form, taking the advantage for themselves now in the last round of this half. I mean, it's tough. We've seen crazy ecos come out from both of these teams, Gompers. So I'm absolutely not going to, you know, say that Dart Monkeys isn't going to be able to secure this round, but it is possible that we could be seeing Final Form taking this lead into the next half because it's a force-up coming out from Dart Monkeys, right? You know, they don't have the economy to afford rifles across the board. We see some sheriffs coming out. Never mind. I was going to say something, but it is actually Chels who has the Blade Storm available, not Ira here. But luckily, on the defense, being on an eco isn't quite as bad because, like Marissa plays, you can use those closer quarter weapons, like the Judge, use those shotguns to your advantage when you're not able to buy up to a rifle.
Oh, yeah, it's another slow one. I think the slow pushes are really helping. You know, I iterated on this before, but just simply because, you know, they kind of do this blitz attack knowing that Dart Monkeys has that fast rotation to help out onto the sites. But the drone comes through. All this util is going to be exploded onto the site. The ultimate's coming down. The Cosmic Divide. Now they know Korra's down in hell. All they can do is hope for the best. Try to make their way. Maybe pick anyone off that's going to be aggressive enough to peek. But Chels doesn't know.
Oh.
Just is listening. Unfortunately, Korra's going to get the wrong side of the stick. As the spike
These lurks
takes.
are always on point.
Spite's waiting. Spite knows someone's gonna peek through. Although all you can do is wait in this scenario, waiting for anything to be given. Chels knows there's somebody there, gonna spam through, get some damage. Spite being able to get one, but it's coming down. It's coming right down on Dart Monkeys. Not able to get this down. It's gonna be a team ace instead for the attackers.
Switching sides.
Like I was saying though, the flanks and the lurks coming out from Sophia have helped, you know, Final Form secure so many post-plant situations, so many rounds on the attack because of the fact that, you know, they did have a solid post-plant setup on site, but Sophia's timing with the lurks were impeccable just to be able to pinch any players trying to make that retake happen. And it seems like Dart Monkeys struggled with adapting to that a little bit. You know, they did check for Sophia, but she plays patiently. She waits for the right moment to peak when there's a lot going on, when she knows that her team is causing that distraction for her. But now it's going to be a clean slate across the board. Pistol round here. We have swapped sides. And as a reminder, this is map 2 of semifinals. The winners of this best of 3 series will be facing off against Polaris in grand finals tomorrow. So here, Final Form is going to be looking to take this map home so they can take it to a third map. Otherwise, it'll be Dart Monkeys coming out on top.
Working their way up once again. Another slow push. The flank come along. Gonna get one, and now the teamwork is there. And already you can see Dart Monkeys trying to have a good time. They're not gonna have the best one. Instead, it's Ira being able to be backed up by Marissa, and it's gonna work out perfectly because now it's a 4v2 here. Team Final Form. With Sarah Star hiding within Boathouse, taking out the spike is theirs. The recon bolt is usable. Sophia trying to gather some information. Maybe some of these picks down. That's one. It's a 2v2. And already another. Sophia completely gathering with the 3K to close off this pistol round and help out Final Form.
Sophia has seriously just proved why she's a Sentinel main on Ascent so far. I mean, the lurks on attack and now just a solid hold and retake on defense are huge. Final Form taking this advantage going into the round 2 of this half. They're going to be able to buy up with Spectres across the board. And Dart Monkeys playing it safe, playing it smart, going for the save. Slash a little bit of a light buy coming out from their duelists on Ira and Koro, but nothing too surprising there because those two are sharpshooters for sure.
It's not a lot right now, but there's only one person, Blush, holding down in tree, trying to stop the players from coming along. The suppression came through, knowing there's 3 players surrounding themselves down. Chels understands that Dysphoric is hiding within this corner, and that's going to be the first pick, which is actually very detrimental. The Sova's not there, no information onto the sites, and as you can see, already getting mowed down. Blush, although, is going to be taken down as well. Ira could play it huge here, but it's going to be Sarah being one of those detriments for the team. Not going to allow anybody else to get a pick, but Ira, we know it, we've seen it. Is going to be one of those players that you don't want to peek, but it's going to be a dash through. Not knowing Sophia's around the corner, they have to be very careful, and it's the peek through from Sophia, taking it down here for the 9th round.
Ooh, still not a bad eco though, coming out on the side of Dart Monkeys, able to secure, you know, not secure, but take 3 guns out of the hands of Final Form here. And now looking at more of a default setup this time around for Dart Monkeys. Actually, maybe a rotation is being called over towards A, maybe looking for more of a blitz attack, trying to use those rifles to their fullest advantage. But on this bonus round, we're actually going to see Final Form stacking towards B, leaving one lurk. Spite is going to be holding down A site just purely for information. And I love this free cam. We're just watching this little conga line like moving through attacker spawn here.
Oh my gosh, can we see the entry? I love it.
Shout out to Casey, Pog Observer, for real.
Oh my gosh. I'm loving these. Oh goodness. And right there through the doorway, Camunus getting one. Possibly another. Now Blush is peeking through, and another from Camunus as well. The recon bolt coming down, gathering information. Camunus 99% sure is going to wide swing this. They have the turret down, trying to gather information for the team. They know that they're heaven. They're not going to peek just yet. All they have to do is be able to go down as Koro is down in hell. And already that's going to be round one for Dart Monkeys. The first round on the attacker side.
It wasn't a bad idea. I think the idea to, you know, use your bonus to try and flank in that situation, especially because there were so few guns that my brain just completely blanked there. There were so few guns that Final Form were able to, you know, keep in their hands in that bonus round.
Yeah.
They did have to elect to go with pistols for the bonus a few times for a few of their players, so to go to flank, not a bad idea. I just think the timing was a little bit off, but now it's going to be a standard default. Chels actually getting aggressive here, B main with the operator.
They're going to hold that, but I don't think anybody's going to peek it. Dart Monkeys is playing it safe this round, trying to gather their first pick, but nobody's going to give it.
I like how... Oh, it's going to be a collat, Gompers.
Oh, the first pick being 2. It's not even a first pick. It's a first and second pick in a millisecond. Oh, goodness. And that's unfortunate because now, I mean, Dart Monkeys is down again. Honestly,
it's huge from Koro, though.
I mean, it's looking like a third round, honestly spicy. I mean, a third map. Third round. No.
But as I was saying, like, Koro being able to take all that Archer's control, just missing the recon was huge. Now leveling the playing field to be a 3v3 Chels. Still holding that op. Hasn't... Oh, wait, no. Chels got 2 picks. I was going to say Chels had not shot it yet, but never mind. They do know that the op is holding there.
Oh, and this is unfortunate. The gravity well. Now Spite is trying to peek. There's a double hold down. They might just be able to get it. Nope, but it's going to be a 2K there. Like, nobody's going to clear out the corners. Oh, 10 seconds left. The spike isn't going to go down. Coral, all they can do is try to get this 2K. Instead, it's going to be 1 for Spite. Nope, just kidding. 3. And a 10-6 here. The lead, it's getting bigger and bigger in the gap. It's not going to be closable.
No, and this is an important round that we are going to have to see Dart Monkeys secure for themselves because it's their last buy round. We're already seeing only light shields across the board. Dysphoric not able to afford a rifle with the rest of their team either. Ira is going to have to itch to go and grab this alt point here. However, the fact that Sarah is playing on B site right now, Ira might just get melted by some shock darts.
When the shock darts came through, the information is there. Might just be able to get something. I mean, the gravity well is there. The shock bolts didn't come through with it. Unfortunately, it wasn't prepared, but I mean, this is difficult. I mean, the lockdown came down. Ira's able to get 1. They're gonna have to push through. This is very difficult. The Cosmic Divide is blocking a lot here. Oh, and Ira's getting very aggressive. Might just be able to get Sophia. They have to be prepared, though. They have to be extremely careful. They're weaving and bobbing their way through. Nobody knows just yet. Sophia's not aware, trying to peek, trying to catch Ira. But Ira, knowing that one person is marked, gonna be able to get another one, possibly Blush. Well, it is, but Blush is there. Blush is prepared. And Blush is ready to annihilate anybody that gets in their way. Sophia trying to make another one, making a step, putting their footprint in the ground. That's 1. That's a 2nd. Now, the Vandal, the Bulldog, the Phantom in their hands. I just named every single gun possible on the list, but anything that Sophia can do is worthy. still having that lockdown. I don't know if this is the perfect time to use it. All they have to do is be able to get one. They're pushing their way forward. Core's going to peek, though, in a perfect amount of time. And there it is. Dart Monkeys winning this round down.
That was some really nice repositioning coming out from Koro. We saw Koro was actually holding the closer angle initially and then backing off to stairs. Actually allowed Koro to hold more of an off angle as Sophia was trying to get that retake through. Because Koro also had Dysphoric being able to, you know, bob and weave through Boathouse there, cause a bit of a distraction. Now, going back towards the A site, that was a worthwhile investment as far as ultimates go on the side of Dart Monkeys being able to secure that round for themselves. Yeah. Because now it'll be even easier to close the gap considering the fact that Final Form is going to be on a save here.
Yeah, and you can already tell, now that the save is through, it's not going to be a slow push. Instead, it's going to be a fast one. And I'm liking the way that this is working out, especially since now this plant is going down. We have the Astral Cosmic Divide here and the lockdown prepared. It's not going to be used. Most likely, since it's
Did
the
you
save.
see that shot?
that was a nice shot, I do have to say. Chels got a really nasty one down, but Camunus is going to shut it down quick before Chels can get any more. Oh, and everybody's just getting completely knocked. Of course, the save round, you know, coming in favor of Dart Monkeys. But you can tell they're really fighting. They're trying to close this gap so it won't get wider and wider. But this is the round they have to win. If they don't win this round, it's basically almost over.
Oh, do I have to attach legs to
I definitely agree with you here, Gompers. It is getting to that kind of dangerous situation now. 3 ultimates, though, are going to be available on the side of Final Form here. Sarah, also 1 away from the Hunter's Fury as well. So it should be easy for Final Form to take this last round for themselves. Because otherwise, like you said, they will be pushed onto another save. And Koro, though, has that Empress available just in case things go awry.
The site being blocked. The shot dart is interesting. I like it. You can see. I mean, but Ira already has a lot of information. It's already a 2k down. It's a lot of trades. Generally, in the beginning of the rounds, you can tell that Dart Monkeys is trying to aggress their way forward so they can limit the numbers here, but the lockdown comes through. Although the Gravity Well is going to be doing something, at least maybe pulling back from this aggression to try to get the picks before they can get out of the way.
It'll be a re-hit towards A, though. I mean, 50 seconds left on the clock. The thing is, Blush, throwing that fragment is going to slow that push down even more. But having a Killjoy on the defensive side means that you have to be close by for your utility to be worth anything. I like, though, that despite having cut noise, they are suspecting on the side of Final Form that it is going to be a re-hit towards A. And Final Form just staying together here instead of allowing those 1v1 situations to happen. It's going to be a retake because they'll let the plant go down, and Sarah has that Hunter's Fury available.
Oh, but not hitting. Not knowing where it is. Almost hitting Camunus, but gonna back off just in time. Everybody shooting down in hell, and that's gonna be a headshot for Marisa. Oh, and this is dangerous. The moment that goes off, the moment that Nanoswarm goes off, it's some damage on Marisa could possibly end her life. They have to be careful. They have to sit in this corner, try to pick somebody off. Sophia's gonna drop down. It's gonna be 1 for Sophia, 3k down. Sophia's enough health, though, to be able to at least get this pick through, but it's gonna be Blush. It's gonna close it off instead. And I mean, right there, not allowing the gap to close. It's gonna be Final Form taking it back.
You can tell Final Form wants to make it to map 3. They don't want to get to a node in this best of 3 series. They're here to show up. And, you know, they're activating their trap cards here, pulling out their Blue Eyes White Dragons. And now it's going to be a timeout being called on the side of Dart Monkeys, looking to slow down this momentum that Final Form has. The edge up of 3 rounds that they have over Dart Monkeys so far. On top of that, Dart Monkeys, they do have 3 ultimates available. They have that Empress that has yet to be popped. The Empress is a tough one, though, because the Empress doesn't really do too much for your team, other than the fact that if you are able to get those frags while in your ultimate, you can get information with the Dismiss because you are invisible, be able to reposition yourself to help your team out, but ultimately, it's not an ultimate that you can really use in combination with the others. Meanwhile, you have that Cosmic Divide as well as Cammy's lockdown. And those two, we've said it time and time again, it's like salt and pepper. They go together perfectly. Dysphoric one away from alt as well here. Would like to see some investment going into Dysphoric, maybe pushing to get either that A main or B main orb with the team to have that Hunter's Fury available if possible. But then on the side of Final Form, the only ultimate that is online or even close to being online is going to be Spites. That Cosmic Divide is going to be here. You might be able to use it early to maybe slow down a push instead of saving it for the post plant.
I like the push out here. Coming around, trying to get this flank along. It's going to be a 3-man flank. Very, very unnoticeable. They're not going to know what's going on. The lockdown is going to be in favor, though, of Dart Monkeys. Already you can see the gravity well coming through. It's going to both hell and heaven, but nothing's going to happen just yet. Not knowing that this plane is coming along, they're not going to peek out just yet, though. They're going to wait for that wall to dissipate. They're going to be able to play off of this flank coming along, but they're aware. That alarm bot gave out a lot of information here. Now Chels, not having anything to play off of, is just going to wide swing this. It's a dry peek through. Now the two players left in hell can finally come out and fight. But I mean, it's already a 4-man outside of here. The only thing holding it back is the Hunter's Fury, and Chelsea's working their way up and not going to hit the shots, unfortunately enough, and the Hunter's Fury doing its job. And right there, I mean, closing off the round, a beautiful round here, utility-wise for Dart Monkeys.
That was a huge post plant for Dart Monkeys. I mean, I was definitely feeling pretty worried considering the fact that all of those players were playing A main, but because there wasn't like, you know, a Hunter's Fury on the defensive side available, it was just the Cosmic Divide. They were playing for the post plant, trying to protect Dysphoric for as long as possible. A really nice crossfire that was actually set up A main there allowed their team to fully depend on essentially the post plant utility in that situation. So, I mean, it wouldn't have even mattered if that Cosmic Divide came out. And now a blitz towards B site this time around, considering that it's going to be an eco for Final Form.
Doors closing. So now that's going to lose one site of entry. They know that the door is broken. Ira is not going to be afraid to be able to clear out Boathouse. So this is kind of different positions trying to be taken here from Final Form. They want to push out. They want to be able to get onto the site, but the situation at hand is that there's so many players left on and not off that it might be a little bit difficult, especially with Ira waiting around the corner. Only 18 health, but the headshots are really going to be, I mean, one of those things that you really need to do. It doesn't matter right there at 4K trying to get the ace down, but Marissa's going to take it. I mean, a flawless here.
Ooh, it is looking tight, Gompers. I mean, Dart Monkeys has totally found their footing on the attack. It's not surprising at all either, considering the fact that you have Ira being that entry onto site. You know, sometimes punished for the overaggression, but Koro often there to follow up behind Ira to get the trade regardless. Is huge, and I mean, that's what you want from your Jett. You want a Jett that's not afraid to go in, able to get those initial first bloods as well, just to open sites up for your team. I mean, that's not to say that you know you should overextend yourself, but it works very well with the way that Dart Monkeys likes to play, with having Koro available to follow up here. And I'm really nervous that what is happening? No. Sorry, I was like, I do not know who is gonna get the kill. Like, it was so 50-50 in that situation. I was like, Chels, I mean, you're scoped in right now. Ira, if you move up even just like a little bit, you might see the barrel of the operator, and ended up being Chels coming out on top. And now Ira's not going to be available to make that aggressive push in for Dart Monkeys, which they tend to rely on quite a bit, and it's default this time.
You know, this game reminds me a little bit of your cooking, your spicy cooks. You want to know why? It's so...
Hit me with it.
It's looking so good. But a part of me wonders if, you know, isn't it a little scary? that it's so, it's so unrealistically good that you're a little scared to touch it because you're afraid of something might happen. I mean, right now, that's how I'm feeling with this game. You can already see. I mean, Marissa's just pushing up. I'm afraid to do anything. I'm afraid to say anything. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. I'm afraid of the future outcome. But it's so good.
I didn't know my cooking haunted you so darkly.
Every time you post, I die a little bit inside because I can't have it. But I mean, they're gonna have it. They're gonna have a little bit of that spicy cooks. They're gonna be eating it up. Hashtag Dart Monkeys eats. But they're eating this game up for sure. Closing that gap. It's a great game.
Yeah, I mean, Marissa was nomming with that 3K there, and now it's 11-11. Tied up. Dart Monkeys were able to find their footing to be able to slow down the momentum that Final Form was able to build up for themselves, and now it looks like Dart Monkeys might be able to take the lead here. We have seen Crazy Thrifties in the past. One, I believe, at the very least, coming out from the side of Final Form. They are going to be on a save here as well, which is why we are seeing this timeout coming through to slow down the momentum. Take a little bit of a pause. Just try to break up the vibes that Dart Monkeys have been building for themselves. 3 rounds in a row, now being pushed onto a save when you've had that lead has got to do a lot of damage, cause a lot of frustration, hoping that, the mental's still high on the side of Final Form here, but luckily for Final Form, there are no ultimates to make really plays off of on the side of Dart Monkeys available. I mean, the Blade Storm and the Empress can be incredibly useful to the players themselves, but no Cosmic Divide, Hunter's Fury, or Lockdown is available right now to play off of. But I would like to see Marissa actually maybe trying to get an Altorb here, if able to secure that A main control, or just rotate back towards B to get that Cosmic Divide just maybe 1 away from being available, considering that Marissa does have the spike in hand for the plant as well. But I like this anti-eco that we're actually seeing coming out from Dart Monkeys right now. The patience, kind of waiting to see if Final Form is going to over-aggress like they have previously.
Spite's holding an angle with Chell, so the trade-off is definitely viable. It could happen. The only situation is, when is it going to happen? Chelsea's probably going to peek through. They're going to spam the knives pretty soon. It's going to be one, possibly another. The trade comes through. They're reloading. Unfortunately, the damage is done, but it's not going to be a pick. Another one for Spite. Marissa's shutting it down as fast as possible. Koro's trying to work their way through. All they have to do here is clutch up this round. It's a save round, but it seems like Final Form is doing insanely well. And Blush left by themselves. Knowing that the plant is right below, the Dysphoric waiting around Jenny. The Cosmic Divide comes through to make sure this round is theirs. No. And unfortunately peeking within the little tiny crack that was left. It's, Dart Monkeys 12-11. They closed that gap. Now they're at that match point. And if Final Form can't win this back, I'm honestly, I don't know.
It really looked like Final Form was going to be able to convert that eco round in their favor. Spite being huge with the SMG, the Spectre there, being able to grab 2, making things look a little less dire. I would have liked to see Sophia maybe trying to play for the lockdown in that 2v2 situation, but it is tough because you are also still on pistols, as none of the rifles dropped were recoverable for Final Form here. And now a default coming through on the side of Dart Monkeys, looking to get some information. An operator back in the hands of Chels. This could be overtime, or it could go to Dart Monkeys. And don't forget, folks at home, this is map 2 in a best of 3 series for grand finals for the February Game Changers Academy. If Dart Monkeys can secure this round, they're moving on to grands where they face Polaris. And if not, we'll be seeing a map 3.
Oh, but they might play with this lockdown here. Already taking out some of the players, although Sophia's unaware. Sophia doesn't know they're there, but it's going to be a 3K regardless, and it works out perfectly in favor of Sophia. I don't know why I said it like that. I said it like it was in cursive. But Sophia did pretty well there, being able to get that 3k down. A 3k for 3 health, a valiant effort, a good sacrifice, if I must say. But now, there's only 2 on site left. Koro's gonna make their way forth, and I don't know if this is a good idea. The spike is still there. They have to plan it. Gonna peek through, maybe get some of these picks. Not knowing Sophia's around the corner, Sophia's there. Sword could possibly get something. I mean, only 3 health. It's not a lot that you can work off of. So technically, I mean, this is fair playing field. Both players, Killjoy and Sova, having a little bit of health left. Sword trying to put that out of their hands. The spike is down. Sarah's going to defuse it. Maybe a sneaky one, as a matter of fact. Oh,
We've seen Sarah clutch up. Oh, and that's gonna be the Sova Dips Dysphoric. It's gonna shut things down. That's 13 to 11 now. GG's to both teams, Gompers. That last game on Ascent was a nail biter. Cute Noob, how are you feeling after watching that possibly go to OT?
My nails are gone. That might be too much TMI, but what a valiant effort. It was, I could have sworn, I could have written it down in my diary, Final Form was going to take that. But no, that was not the case. Dart Monkey just clawed their way back somehow, some way. They managed to take that second half, and I'm just in awe. Like
I can just like imagine you sitting in your bed, like with your furry pen, like your little furry tip, and you're like, I wonder who's going to be winning Game Changers Academy. You know, it's really stressing me out. And they're just writing slap dab in your diary, like, you know, dear diary, today I wondered. You know.
That was definitely me in another life. But we are here. We are here right now. And I have to say, something that really caught my eye throughout that whole cast was the fact that Gompers, why are you so scared of Spicy's cooking? Like, hello? I was like, if anything, I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to travel over to her house.
It looks so good that it just like, I just refuse to believe it's real. Okay? Like... Like when you look at it and the photography's perfect. The food is shiny. It looks perfect. All right. It looks like the best food you could possibly put in your mouth. And I don't know. It's just, listen, I don't know. I have no idea.
All right, well, let's take it back to the point, which is congratulations to Dart Monkeys on making it through to the finals and meeting up with Polaris in what is going to be one of the most must-watch matches. If you don't have it written down on your phone, on your Google Calendar, make sure you put it down. It's going to be at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Ladies, anything that you want us to send us off with here?
Well, same message as last night. Just wanted to say thank you all so much for tuning in again for quarterfinals and semifinals today. As we all have seen on the news, there is a lot going on in the world right now. And the Galorants team would just like to take this time to spread some awareness about the Ukraine crisis. So please plug !Ukraine in the chat for more information to educate yourself on ways that we can help from a distance. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in tonight. We wish you all a good night and hope to see you guys tomorrow for the Polaris versus Dart Monkeys Grand Finals.
They are free to roam above the sea. And this story stays with me like a haunting melody. What do spirits say?